Okay, today is Eureka Grade 2, Module 1, Lesson 3. We're going to be adding and subtracting like units. Let's look at this number equation, this number sentence. This is an addition number sentence. We have 3 plus 1 equals 4. Let's look at this one. 13 plus 1 equals 14. They're not identical, but they definitely have some similarities. Let's look at another one. 23 plus 1 equals 24. Well, that one's not identical either, but I still see some things in common. Can you see something that's the same or similar? You may be looking back up here and noticing that each time we're adding 1. So when we had 3, we added 1. When we had 13, we added 1. And when we had 23, we added 1. So we're adding the same amount each time. Now, if you look over here at the beginning, each time we added a new number sentence, the number we were adding the 1 to went up by 10. So here I had just 3 1s. But here's the number 13. Now I have 1 10 and 3 1s. Here's the number 23. Now I have 2 10s and 3 1s. This is a pattern. And the answers, you can even see that there's a pattern there as well. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. 13 plus 1 equals 14. 23 plus 1 equals 24. And again, even in our answer, our 1s are staying the same, but the 10s are increasing by one group of 10 each time. When we find these types of situations in math, these are called patterns. Patterns in math are important. When you look for and find patterns, it will help you as you're trying to solve problems in math. Okay, here I have a picture. I have some smiley faces. I have some that are crossed out as well. I want you to try to think of a number sentence or equation that could match what picture you see at the top. Think about that for a second. Maybe some of you came up with one of these. Maybe you said, well, I see 5 smiley faces without a line through them, and I saw 2 more with a line. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. Or maybe you flipped it and you said, I see 2 that have been crossed out and 5 that haven't, and that equals 7. Maybe some of you even thought along the lines of subtraction. Well, there's 7 smiley faces and 2 of them have been crossed out. That equals 5. Or maybe you thought there are 7 smiley faces and 5 are still remaining, so that means 2 have been crossed out. No matter what you thought of, all of these problems or equations are related. We call these related facts. They're facts that if you know one or the other, it will help you solve maybe the other 3, right? So these are related facts, and sometimes we call them fact family facts. These are also important patterns and facts to look for when you're doing math because they'll help you solve more difficult or different problems later on. Let's take, for example, this equation. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Well, if we know that 5 plus 2 equals 7, could we solve 45 plus 2? What do you think? If we know 5 plus 2 equals 7, can we solve 45 plus 2? Well, 45 plus 2 equals 47. Here's that pattern we were talking about. Did our 1s change? No. Here we have 5 1s plus 2 1s. Down here in 45 plus 2, we also have 5 1s plus 2 1s, but there's an additional 4 groups of 10. But if you recognize that 5 plus 2 equals 7, then even when you add groups of 10, you can still look at your 1s and find those patterns. 5 plus 2 still equals 7. So here are 5 1s. We add 2 more, which gives us a total of 7. Down here we have 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 5. But look, our 1s are still similar. 5 1s here, 5 1s here. We're adding 2 more 1s, just like we did here. And now we have 47. So the only difference is we've increased our value by adding 4 groups of 10 to get 47. but our ones remain the same. So this pattern, 5 plus 2 equals 7 and 45 plus 2 equals 47. Look for those patterns when you're doing math. It will help you. Let's look at 54 plus 20. When we have larger problems like this, remember, we can break down numbers into their place value parts. So let's look at the number 54 here. We can break 54 into 5 tens, which the value of that is 50. So 5 tens equals 50, and we have 4 ones. So 54 can be split into 50 and 4. Do you see how this looks like a number bond? Here's our whole, and here are our two parts, 54 into 50 and 4. Now we have these two parts, tens and ones. We're trying to add another group of tens. So today we're going to add the parts that are alike, or like parts or units. So we're going to start by adding 50 plus 20, because this 50 is a group of 5 tens, and this 20 is a group of 2 tens. Here we have 50 in blue and 20 in pink. When we add all of those tens together, we get 7 tens, which is 70. So 5 tens plus 2 tens equals 7 tens, or 70. If you knew that 5 plus 2 equals 7, could you still do 50 plus 20? Yes, it's a pattern. Now, we can't stop here. We can't just say 50 plus 20 is 70, because we can't forget about this 4. We still have to add 4 ones. So we bring our 70 down and we add 4 ones. And together, 70 plus 4 equals 74. Here's our 4 ones. So 54 plus 20 equals 74. We were able to solve this by breaking apart one of our numbers and adding like units, starting with adding the tens first, because this was a group of tens, and then adding the ones. Let's try another one, but this time it's going to be subtraction. Remember, subtraction means we're taking away, okay? So let's look here. We're going to break apart 71. 71 can be broke down into 7 groups of 10 and 1 1. We're going to start by subtracting like units. We have 3 tens that are being subtracted. 30 is 3 tens. So we'll bring down our 7 tens, or 70, and let's subtract our 3 tens, or 30 first. Well, here are our 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The value of 7 tens is 70, and we can find this out by counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now we're subtracting, so that means we're going to cross out 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. Or we could find the value of 3 tens by counting by tens. 10, 20, 30. So we have subtracted 30. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4 tens left, or if counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 70, or 7 tens, subtract 30, 3 tens equals 44 tens. Those are like units. Now, we can't stop there. We have 40, but we cannot forget about the 1. So we need to come back, bring our 40, and add this 1 to our 40, and we get 41. 71 subtract 30 equals 41. We solved that by subtracting like units first. You can even do this when the like unit is something other than the tens place value. Let's look at 43 plus 4. Let's break down our 43 into tens and ones. 43 can be broke down into 4 tens, which is 40, and 3 ones, 3. Now, these two, the 3 and the 4, are similar or like units. They're ones. We're dealing with the place value of ones. So we're going to add the ones first this time. We bring down our 3 ones and we add the 4 ones, which gives us a total of 7 ones. We can't forget about this 4 groups of 10, that's 40. So we bring our 7 down and we're going to add our 4 groups of 10, which is 40, and that's going to give us a total of 47. So 43 plus 4 equals 47. We were able to solve this by adding like units, which was our ones, before adding in our groups of 10. I'm going to give you a chance to practice this today on Seesaw. So after watching this video, you can head back to Seesaw and you'll see an opportunity for you to practice adding and subtracting by using like units, groups of 10s and 1s. Watch the short video at the beginning of the assignment to see an example before you begin.